Our marriage ended not for any reason that had anything to do with non-monogamy. It wasn't that I needed to leave the marriage to be non-monogamous. I needed to leave the marriage because the marriage itself was a symptom of my lack of feelings of self-worth. I dealt with many things, I think, in my marriage that didn't feel good. Our relationship ended in a not amicable way. And I was in a divorce support group on Facebook. And I saw somebody talking about their poly. And I was like, and she explained what it was. She was like, it's like my chosen family. Some of us are romantically involved. Some of us are platonically involved, but we're all like family. And I was like, what's that? Like, I don't know what that is. I don't come from a big family, and I never really felt like I had a lot of family. I didn't feel like that in my marriage. I didn't feel like a close sense of community. And that really called to me. I was like, ooh, that looks really good. So I fell down this rabbit hole of going into polyamorous groups on Facebook. And simultaneously, I was doing things like Googling how to love myself more. Why don't I love myself? What's those types of questions? And so kind of putting together this alternative path that I never knew about and deciding that I'm going to do it no matter what people think was very closely tied to those feelings of like, I got to do what's for me. Like I was looking at self-love and self-worth and I was like, what can I do? This feels good. I'm going to go that way.
I want to back up a little bit and ask about that moment that you discovered polyamory, the term polyamory for the first time and read about it after seeing Polycule. How did it land for you when you first like literally went down that rabbit hole and started reading about this concept that you just named as an alternative path? What was your initial reaction to it when you read about it?
Wait, who's like people are doing this? I didn't know that people were doing this. What this woman was talking about in Facebook was that she herself had multiple lovers. She herself had multiple, and she was saying that she spends time with this person to do that, and she spends time with that person to do this. And sometimes it's romantic and sometimes it's not, but they feel really close knit. And I thought to myself, I didn't know that was an option.
Mm.
I didn't know people were doing that. And so to have an example of that, I was like, oh, okay. But I went down the rabbit hole. She introduced me to a Facebook group and I went in there and there was a lot of crazy talk going on, things that repulsed me. A lot of men trying to, in my opinion, create a harem, if you will, just many men who have one woman, have one man with many women who are like faithful to him. And I knew I was like, no, that's not what I want, right? I know I don't want that.